Party people,
Stay away from there.
I failed, man.
I'm gonna make
I failed. 2 weeks in a row. I didn't say Wake and Rake podcast powered by Swing Juice, number one. Secondly, I completely butchered the episode number. I said it was episode 47 last week. This is episode 47.
I'm not sure anybody else caught that. So you're probably good. Honestly.
So I don't know how to count. And that's a problem.
I don't even know if that's counting. I think it's more reading.
See, I don't know how to read either.
Maybe.
You know who doesn't know how to count? You saw John Jay retired, right?
Yeah, sucks. He was such a good dude.
Did you ever see the clip?
He did. I said that like he died. He didn't die. He is a good dude. I said he was. He's not a good dude anymore since he retired.
He's very much alive. But did you ever see the clip of him? It was a 3-2 count. Like he should have gotten ball 4, but the umpire had the count wrong. And so he actually ended up striking out. So if you ever look at John Jay's career stats, he should have one more walk and one less strikeout technically, because they completely butchered.
Was it like a round number? Did it make a difference? Like,
let me check. I'm curious now.
Probably. I mean, in 9-10 years,
he finished 700. Well, no, not really. 716 strikeouts and 285 walks. So like,
how many strikeouts?
716. So he would have had 715. Way better.
Joey Gallo's on pace for that this year.
Yeah, but his team's
Joey,
far ahead your Red Sox, man. Way ahead of your Red Sox.
Yeah.
Pinstripes are just killing early.
Well, that's what happens when you have a loaded team like that and they're actually healthy. The Yankees, this is what their fans have expected for the last few years, and they haven't been able to put it all together because they haven't been healthy. Garrett, I mean, their pitching staff's second in the league with team ERA. Garrett Cole's kind of coming back to life after, losing it without the sticky shit. He got it back and he's starting to figure it out again. Luis Severino fully back after Tommy John. He's been pretty nails. And then their fifth starter, Nestor Cortez, is a 1.3 ERA. So Jordan Montgomery's doing well tonight as we speak. They've won 9 straight. So maybe get to 10. Who are they playing tonight? Toronto, big series. Yeah, because everybody was vaccinated on their team, which was a big deal.
Yeah, that's huge.
That'd be cool if my camera would focus, but it focuses on this camera. I mean, on my microphone because it's in front of me.
In sum, I apologize. This is episode 47, as there's a deep drive in the left field by Castellanos. I apologize, but we have a big show on deck for you because we're going to get into the buy or sell. A lot of teams that are emerging early on, teams like the Marlins, Angels. How about my Angels, Brooksy?
Dude, you called it. You called the Yankees too.
You laughed at me.
I did. I mean,
even
you making that prediction, you were like, "This is crazy," but I'm gonna go with this.
Too much talent, man. Too much talent for this to keep happening. And then you bring in Syndergaard, and Lorenzen looks fantastic.
Lorenzen has been nails, and look, you got the best player in the world back. Well, you know what? In the universe back, and he's reminding you of that. Like, hey, I'm healthy. I've had some good conversations with Trout the past couple weeks about the baseballs. And I mean, he agrees these things are dead. And I'm like, bro, you lead the world in OPS and everything right now. Stop complaining. But he's like, no, seriously, like we're hitting balls. He's like, I should have more. My teammates should have more. And I've had a front row seat for the Sox. The Red Sox are right now, I think 6th in the league in barreled baseballs. So barrels, which is a barrel is 98 miles per hour exit velocity and between 26 and 30 degrees launch angle. So a barrel is like 70% of the time a homer. All right. So they're 6th in baseball in barrels. Hard hit is 95 plus. They were like 4th in that. But 6th in barreled baseballs, dead last in batting average and slugging on those barreled baseballs. So that is
BABIP. You love BABIP.
Yeah, I do. It's a good. It tells you if they're lucky or not. It was bad. I mean, they're like almost last, like second to last. So bad luck. They're squaring up balls, but they've been superly over aggressive and their chase rate leads the league too. It was like 33% chase rate. And I think on all those chases, their contact was only like 52%. So not a good, I just threw a lot of numbers at you, but it all makes sense. Bad luck combined with an over aggressive approach is not good.
I already told you I don't know how to count. You told me I don't know how to read, and then you throw a bunch of numbers at me.
I know.
Bad
I sped you up
combination.
there. That's on me. Bad teammate move. It's just all jumbled in my head right now, and I needed to like get it out.
Buy or sell, and then you just touched on it already. Your Sox. We're gonna do a little panic meter action. How you feeling on your Sox? How about the White Sox that are really stifling? They were able to beat the Angels to split the series at home, so they kind of bounced back a little bit, but they don't look great. They've got Luis Robert, but we'll get into that as well. So we got buy or sell, panic meter, but first we have our headlines. You just mentioned launch angle, hard hit percentage, those kind of statistics. On the last episode, I brought up Christian Yelich, and he's hit a home run in back-to-back games, or he did this last weekend. And last weekend, I told you I hit up my buddy who works for the Brewers, and I wanted to get an idea of how they're operating organizationally, how Yelich is maneuvering, because he has to know that he has this hard hit percentage. He has to know that he's hitting balls harder than anyone, yet his launch angle is one of the lowest in the league. And so he's just pounding balls into the ground. And sure enough, because I always come up clutch and I have great sources, he did get back to me. And he said, to confirm, he said Yelich has been well aware of this for some time. So is the organization. It's just a matter of adjusting. So it's nothing groundbreaking here.
So you brought that up to me, and I actually went and looked at some of his swings. I'm thinking, like, is he swinging down on the ball? Is this like an old school swing? He's not. It's point of contact. I think he's just getting the ball's getting too deep on him.
He knows it though. Like, this isn't, a lot of us know it. Like I said, this wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't like I solved rocket science here. Right. He knows it though. And so it's really hard to play when you're hitting the ball really freaking hard, not getting the results. And you also know that this, you're getting coaches in one ear telling you that you need a higher launch angle. You got your data guys on the other side, or more traditionalists really saying, no, just keep hitting the ball hard, buddy. Keep hitting the ball hard. The results will show eventually. And then you got your data guys on the other side. So like, it's hard to play like that, but I wanted to give you an update on Yelich because I thought it was interesting that he's well aware.
That's a good connection to have. What's his what do his numbers look like right now? I'm trying to pull it up.
This last week really helped him because power numbers, he only had one heading in this last week. He's now up to 218, 3 bombs.
See, I really thought maybe like the more line drive ground ball guys would start having success since the ball's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the ball's softer. What's crazy is we're seeing, I'm not leaving the Yelich conversation, but we're seeing balls come off the same exit velocity, same launch angle, and go 15 feet shorter. Like, it's not even close. Like, there's a ton of balls. Hold on, let me pull up. I'm pulling up my conversation with Trout because I was in Boston the other day and we were talking about this. I sent him. Hold on. I'm getting to it. I'm scrolling. Okay. So this was last Thursday. So a few days ago. White Sox Jake Berger hit a baseball 106 miles per hour with a 34% launch angle. Percentage of like batted balls were a home run. In 2018, 74% of the time. 2019, that was 78% of the time. 2020, 88% of the time. 2021, 84% of the time that ball's a homer. 2022, 26%.
Wow. A fourth?
What?
A fourth. You said 80%.
Yeah.
So that's about a fourth.
Yeah.
I can do math.
Yeah,
I don't know numbers. I can't add.
You cut out, so I didn't understand you. But yeah, a fourth. So like the ball's coming off just as hard. The launch angle is the same. It's just not going as far. Yes, it's early. I get that. But we're looking at comparisons to Aprils of other seasons as well. So it's cold weather months you're comparing it to.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at these baseballs and you're hearing guys talk about it, they are a little softer. The seams are bigger, which gives the pitcher some grip that they're lacking because of no sticky substances. But so when a ball is softer, when the seams are bigger, that means the cover's not pulled as tight. If a baseball's cover is pulled extra tight, it makes the seams smaller
Mm-hmm.
because everything's pulled tighter. The seams have to be tighter, so the seams are smaller. Everything's just pulled. It's like a facelift. Like somebody needs a facelift, their face is all saggy, right? You fucking pull it all back, it's tight, right? And the seams are smaller on the baseball that way. The bigger the seams, the more wind resistance, the more drag. So I'm thinking, obviously, yes, the core of the baseball is supposedly softer. The baseball is a little bit lighter, supposedly. Some people are doing some studies. Astrophysicist I've been talking to on Twitter who's doing studies on these baseballs are lighter. They're lighter and they don't go as far. And you add in the drag from the seams, which is wind resistance, you're getting a big loss in distance. I'm getting super deep on balls right now.
I'm
But
surprised.
it's interesting to me that the league is clearly trying to make a change. And if these are going to be the new baseballs, maybe this is the league's attempt to fix pace of play. Hear me out. Pinch calm is when it's working, it goes well.
Yeah.
We're going to have pitch clocks next year, most likely. We might see a modified shift, which it will be good for defensive players to be more athletic, but yet there'll be more base hits, more pace of play. It could be a longer game, but there's going to be more action because more base runners, more guys in movement. We might see bigger bases that makes the base pass a few inches shorter, which guys can, that's the difference between safe and out a lot of times. So maybe guys run more. But the biggest thing with the baseballs being changed, this launch angle era would be dead because we're constantly seeing guys line out and fly out to the track or just in front of it. And these balls were leaving the parks the last few years. You can't keep that approach at the plate or you're going to hit $150, right? So in the grand scheme of things, now this will take time. I think it's a 2 to 3, 4, maybe even 5-year process of an overall shift in mindset and approach at the plate, but it might get us back to line drive mentality, balls in the gap, small ball coming back, and not everyone leaning so heavily on the home run. And at the end of the day, it fixes pace of play. Just a thought.
At what risk, though? And I'm all for more line drives, more stolen bases, more activity.
Yeah.
But now you're messing with.
But home runs are
careers.
fun. Like
They are, yeah.
Now you're messing with people's money too.
That's the thing. Like you can't just expect these guys to change their approach overnight. Like there has to be some type of process where Major League Baseball has to get it passed through the MLBPA, or there has to be some type of negotiation between the two sides.
So that's the bullshit. Like that's the shitty part is the league hasn't had to do anything because they own Rawlings and they can do whatever they want. You look at in Japan and Korea, Japan is the main one, but every year at the beginning of the year, they have a press conference to explain the baseball for that year. They do make changes, but they're very open about it. They cut the baseball open, like all that. And they have a complete presser to explain the baseball for that year, and that is the ball. It's transparent.
And I think you would have less people upset if you were transparent because people.
Yeah, even if you don't agree with it, at least you know what it is now. But you could still change it after you say that, which I wouldn't put it past the league and Manfred to do that. But I don't know. We're seeing a big shift in things right now. We're still seeing home runs. We're still seeing some home runs, but guys are hammering balls. And home runs, if they go more than 5 rows out, it's a bomb. You're seeing notice how many wall scrapers you're seeing. Now, there's also humidors in every stadium now. Fenway actually had one last year, but no one noticed there was no huge dip because supposedly there still had some of the old balls left. It was a mix because of a lack of production because of COVID in 2020 and all that. I know a lot about balls, man. I know a lot.
Yeah, you need to
Don't
get
question
a
my ball knowledge.
You just got a new barbecue. You need to use it and do something else with your life.
It's a smoker, number one.
Okay.
A new barbecue. Barbecue is like a type of food. It's not an action.
Is there really going to be that big of a difference between getting a smoker and getting a barbecue? Like, what's the difference? You're cooking a tri-tip.
You're not hearing me out. What do you mean getting a barbecue? You have barbecue. Barbecue is a type of food.
Okay.
You're thinking like a grill.
A grill.
Okay, so a grill, like a propane grill.
Right. That's what I have.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you. I knew what you meant. So a smoker is you can make briskets and you can cook things really slowly and like they absorb and the meat, the smoke, and it just enhances flavor. You cook like briskets, ribs, pork shoulders. You can literally do anything in this Traeger because it's like a adult easy bake oven. it's like set it and forget it. It's so easy. You got to get one. I might send you my old one. I'll just ship you this 600-pound grill and see if it ever makes it there. But no, smoking things is good. Like what I like to do is I'll smoke if I have like a huge tomahawk steak or something, I'll smoke it first at like, I don't know, 180 degrees, 200 degrees, where it's not really cooking it very much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll monitor. So I'll have a probe in it to get it to like 110 degrees, 105 degrees internally, but it soaks up all this flavor from the smoke. And then I'll pop it on the propane grill when it's like 600 degrees, sear it, get it to like 135, take it off like medium rare. That way it has the smoke and the sear. Chef's kiss.
Little chimichurri.
We're all over the map tonight, and I love it. This is going to be a good listen.
Little chimichurri.
Oh, yeah.
I know you like
big
yourself
fan.
some chimichurri.
Big fan of that.
Yeah.
I'm a big sauce guy. Like, even when it comes to like French fries, give me all the ketchup.
I haven't dabbled with the chimichurri at all.
Oh, yeah. It's a good,
a good
one. Chimichurri is good to have on hand. Like, obviously good to make it fresh, but if you just have some that you like that's already made, if you ever overcook a steak, just throw some chimichurri on it, and it's so good. And no one will ever complain because you're like, oh, the flavor's really good.
You said if I ever overcook a steak, that's adorable.
Well, you called my grill a
do
barbecue,
that.
so I wasn't sure if.
I've never overcooked a steak.
Probably because you never cooked one.
That's not true. I make a very good tri-tip. Thank you.
Costco. So California.
Costco.
From Fresno?
Not anymore. Sacramento boy. Actually, you know what's funny is we are all over the map today, literally and figuratively. I'm like neighbors with Logan Webb's family now out here in Brooklyn. Yeah. So I'm like a Logan Webb super fan now. We're like bros. We used to practice together. We used to throw bullpen sessions together. Now we're neighbors. No big deal.
Did you teach him anything?
I mean, it taught him his sinker, his slider, his changeup. I mean,
his body type.
Yeah, like I get half of his paycheck because.
Okay, let's move on. All right, let's actually get to our podcast.
You mentioned new rules that are going to be into effect come next season. Did you see the minor league kid? And I apologize, I don't have his name. The Midland Rockhounds.
Yeah.
Was in the box. Hit
I almost felt like the umpire was like having mercy on him after that swing he took.
It was bad.
It was like oh God, excuse me. Oh, I can't stop. That's a ball, but I'm gonna keep swinging so I don't snap my wrist in half. Yeah.
And the count's now 1-2.
He maybe had 1 foot out of the box for a second and a half, maybe just to reset because he just took the worst swing of his life. Right? This is professional ball, and he took like a really awful swing, which happens. Mm-hmm. He literally, it's not like he walked around like putting like pine tar on his bat. He had 1 foot out of the box for 1 second. It was like 1.5 seconds. It was nothing. Stepped in, rung him up, go sit in the truck, chief. That was brutal, and it's terrible for the game, and that can't happen because no one there wants to see that. They want to see the kid hit a ball in the gap and run, or the pitcher blow his doors off and strike him out because it's baseball. You don't get people out by having them step out of the box. Come on.
It was Jordan Diaz of the Midland Rockhounds. It was automatic strike with a 2-2 count because it wasn't, quote, ready for the pitch fast enough. That's all part of the new rules.
The pitcher wasn't even ready to throw.
I know. In Class AA, pitchers have to deliver the pitch within 14 seconds with the bases empty. 18 seconds with a runner. AAA too.
So that's a dumb rule, and they limit the amount of times you can pick off, and if you pick off one extra time, they call it a balk. I think
the point of the rule is to get rid of the egregious Sergio Romos of the world, where they take a lap around the mound, or the egregious hitters that wipe off the batting gloves and put more pine tar on and
but there's not
do their rituals.
Everybody bitches about that, but there's not that many guys.
There's
Minor
not.
league games fly because you know why? the longer you're in a minor league game, the darker it gets, and the lights are dog shit, and you can't see the seams on the ball. So they're like, let's go before it's 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and I have no chance of getting a hit off that guy coming out of the arm barn throwing 107.
As a pitcher, you love that.
Yeah, those lights are bad.
They're bad. But my point is that I think it's actually good for the game to get rid of the egregious.
Yeah, but I think there's like a 20-second clock. Like, I don't think you need a 14. 14's fast. I've heard a lot of pitchers be like, dude, I can't even catch my breath.
And also
it's taken away the strategic side of pitching, because you're just like, I get the ball. Okay, that's a sign. Fuck it. I'm throwing it because I don't have time to shake, because I read that swing. Because if I don't throw this ball in the next 2 seconds, he's going to ball me, and it's going to be ball 4, even though it's a full count against their best hitter. And my catcher called the wrong pitch, but I don't have a chance to shake to change up or shake the fastball in because I don't have time. That's not baseball, dude. You want to watch something fast? Go watch horse races or something. Like, go watch greyhound races. Baseball, you have to think. That's part of it. I'm sorry if you're bored because you want to play on your iPad in the stands. It's not our fault. Quit fucking with our game. Sorry. I'm done. Pace of play is a thing. I get that. I agree. It needs to be better. 14 seconds is too fast.
I agree.
Say what you want in the stands, but if you have never played the game, shut up.
I agree with that. What I was trying to say is that pace of play needs to improve. And how do we do that? We don't condemn guys for taking one step out of the box and getting back in there, such as Diaz here and with double A or whatever, single A or whatever.
Especially like have some feel, have some of the game and be like, man, he just took a really bad swing. He's pissed. He was clearly like fooled by the pitch. Give him a sec to get his bearings and get back in the box and finish his at bat, because that's baseball.
I want to make this clear too, though, is that only that pitch was shown in the video. So only the swing and then the automatic strike call. I don't know if Jordan Diaz took a lap 3 swings before, because it was a 2-2 count. That matters.
He didn't earn it on that pitch, though.
You're right.
That's
but
all
I'm saying is that maybe the umpire warned him 3 times prior. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get that warning, you better keep your foot in the box. I don't love it either. I don't like the optics of it. I think Diaz got completely screwed. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise, like you said, considering his swing before. But all I'm saying is I think we need a little bit of context too, because if he was warned, once you're warned, that's your cue. Like, I got to stay in the box. That's the rule. I don't like the rule, but I was warned and I have to then.
I think if you have one foot in the box, it's fine. Like,
I agree.
But the umpire also had a second to realize, okay, his foot was out of the box. He didn't bang him right there when his foot was out of the box. He took his foot out of the box for a second, got back in, already had the bat up looking at the pitcher, ready to hit, and the umpire banged him.
Agreed.
So,
which actually takes longer because you stop the game.
Exactly.
You see Ben Joyce for Tennessee throwing 105.5. 105.5. What were you saying earlier before?
I saw the list. I saw that at the top of the list of like news or headlines that we were going to talk about. And I was scanning through it because I was getting the girls ready for bed. So I was just looking at it quick. And I think Maddie had just like went top rope and like body slammed Mackenzie on the floor. So I was like not focused. And I'm like, why are we talking about a radio station? Ben Joyce, 105.5 the Heat. How was that? Yeah. Peter. I have a face for radio, not a voice.
That's pretty good. You got a little Cody Decker in you.
No.
Yeah. A little bit.
I don't have, he has the voice of God. I don't even try to have that voice because it wouldn't be me. It's just not, I can't do it. But yeah, homeboys, what's his nickname? The volunteer firefighter? What is it?
Ooh, I don't know. I like that though.
It's like he's like the volunteer fireman or something, because he comes in and puts out the fire.
Right. I love that. 105? Are you kidding me? That's nuts.
Well, it came up as 106 because it was 105.5.
The volunteer fireman. It's funny, man. Like, I look at baseball now. When I was a kid, I used to tell myself, okay, all I have to do is throw 90 and I'll have a shot. You know, getting drafted or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm 25 now. So people that are hitting the big leagues now are generally 24, 25 years old. And I'm like, I don't think 90 would have done it for me. Like I would have had to throw 100 to even have a shot.
If you throw 90, you have to be like super spin, super deceptive attack angle, and like be like Joe Ryan, like have a nasty, like, you know what I mean, where it looks filthy. But when you're 6'6", it's not going to be deceptive as the guy who's 5'11".
I have a hell of a stat for you. So you saw Clayton Kershaw broke the Dodgers all-time strikeout record, right?
He was like on the mound too. He was like, okay, thanks. He like tipped his cap and he got back on the mound, and the umpire and the catcher were like, nope, you're going to take your time and enjoy this. And he's like, let's go. Like he just wanted to pitch. Oh, wrong hand. Lefty. Just wanted to pitch. And but that's who he is, man. That's what I like. That's what I love about Kershaw is he's like, I don't want the attention. Thanks. I know it's cool. I'm like passing Sandy Koufax and all these guys, but can I get this guy out? Because I need to get this next guy out.
A lot of people don't remember his 2016 season because he got injured at one point and he only made 21 starts. And so he finished 5th in Cy Young voting for no reason other than he missed some time. But he was 12-4, a 1.69 ERA. And get this, Brooksy, 172 strikeouts, 11 walks.
Yeah.
172 Ks.
That was 16 or 15? That was 16.
That was 16.
That was in wait, he had 172 strikeouts in 21 games?
149 innings.
Dear God.
People like that might be Kershaw's greatest single season, but not as many will remember it because he didn't win Cy Young because he missed some time due to injury. But he won.
He hurt his back. Was it his back? I think he hurt his back.
It's probably his back. I forget. I mean, he's had a few injuries over the years.
Yeah, so carrying the team.
1.69 ERA, 172 Ks. I couldn't believe when I saw the 11 walks. I was just looking through his stat page when he broke the record, and that was like, wow, 11 walks. That's nuts. That strikeout to walk ratio, 15.64.
Is that good? Hey, speaking of Kevin Gausman.
Yeah.
41 strikeouts, no walks, no homers, and 31 and 2/3 innings. The only other guy who has done what he's doing was Cy Young. You know, the guy they named the award after?
I guess pretty good.
I'm still trying to figure out the player that was named MVP. But Cy Young was you didn't get my dad joke. It's fine.
I get it. I'm still trying to figure out your hanger joke from last week.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Gausman. Have you watched Gausman pitch?
He was with San Francisco last year. I watched.
Have you watched him this year?
Yeah, I watched his last start against Houston. It was Houston.
Boston.
No,
his last start. His last start.
Yeah.
And then he was Boston before that.
Right.
His split is unbelievable.
I know.
And I have something. Dude, huh?
That's why he's one of my favorites because I was a splitter guy.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for him.
He's thrown his splitter 112 times this year, only 5 hits, and the average launch angle on the split -11. So guys are just pounding. If you're lucky, one of the lucky ones to touch it, you just pound it into the plate. But
he throws a circle too.
I got something. You're gonna love this. This is gonna blow your mind. So I reached out to Gausman. It was just like, dude, what's up with this split? It's nasty. I knew him from the past. Like he was in Baltimore, so we were in the same division for a long time, and we were just friendly. And I was like, dude, you're fucking nasty. Like, what's going on? What's the deal with this split? And he's like, man, you hear something crazy? I don't throw my split in between starts. He doesn't throw it in bullpens. He doesn't play catch. He doesn't throw his split even one time between starts because it gives him a really bad blister if he throws it too much.
That makes sense.
We had those blister issues for years because he threw it too much, and he figured out that's what it was from. So he quit practicing it.
I need a ball to demonstrate here. So I want to ask next time you talk to Goss, I want you to ask him if he grips his splitter across the ball or if he actually grips it on the seams.
No, he's like in between the seams.
Because the reason I ask is because you can throw a better splitter.
Bro, look up his grip right now. It's weird. It almost looks like he has a circle. His fingers aren't split. It's like split, but like one of them is like it looks like a circle on the inside, and it's a split. Look it up.
The reason I'll ask Rob pitching ninja.
So if you look at it on the inside, it's almost making a circle, like a circle change, but then it's like wedged in there, like a split, but it's not a normal like split like that. He has his finger curled like, and I'm guessing that just kind of helps it die like out the side of his hand. I don't know. It's different.
He's got Devin Williams airbender movement to it. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's special what he's doing right now.
The reason I asked those because when I could throw a better splitter when I gripped it on the seams itself, but it would give me blisters. Now, if I gripped it on the non-seam,
would you leave it up though? Like
I leave it up. You just don't get
less
as much
control.
You don't get as much torque with it. You know what I mean?
A split it's a feel, right? Like you have to really throw it a lot too.
Yeah, trust it.
So the fact that he doesn't practice it at all, and it's the best. It's like one of the best pitches in baseball right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to skip over this, but I do want to mention it. But we're not going to spend too much time on it. Trevor Bauer being suspended for 2 years. The reason we don't want to touch too much on this is because we don't know the details of the investigation. So we can sit up here and say we completely agree with the suspension, or we think the suspension is completely bullshit, but we don't know what went on in MLB's investigation. That is being kept confidential.
We do know that
reason
all criminal charges were dropped.
Correct. Criminal charges were dropped. Now, 2 more women came out recently and have accused him of certain things that happened behind closed doors. Again, we don't know the details here. So I'm going to put it on the back burner.
I have nothing to say.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know yet. So we don't know the details. So we don't feel right really touching on it. But that is happening. 2 years. Trevor Bauer will be on the shelf, will not be allowed to play in Major League Baseball.
Do you think that is so? I'll say something. I'm not going to say whether I agree or disagree. I just think that it is a very, very firm punishment by the league by looking at past issues.
Agreed.
Just Marcell Ozuna to be exact. So Marcell Ozuna had a cast on his hand because he broke his hand or wrist or something. He got hit by a pitch, I think, beginning of last season. And he punched his wife in front of a cop. Like the cops were there, like they saw it. Marcell Ozuna is playing baseball this year. So a little consistency, but like you said, there's a lot of stuff we obviously don't know. So I'm not going to get into it whether I agree or disagree. I just thought the inconsistencies to suspensions were a little weird. I know I know Bauer didn't really cooperate with the league. I know he's been very outspoken against the league and the commissioner, Manfred. So it almost just seems like some beef between Manfred and him because I don't know all the details, obviously. So I mean, anything sexual harassment or putting your hands on a woman in the wrong way, I condone. I have 2 daughters, and
you did not condone, right?
Right. That's yes. Obviously,
I wanted to correct you.
Yeah, but I mean, I've never been for that, but now with 2 girls, like it pisses me the fuck off. Like I literally get angry when I see this because if that happened to me and that like something happened to my like someone, I'm probably going to jail because I'm beating the living shit out of somebody. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not a subject that we should take lightly, and I don't know all the details here, so I'm not going to get too deep in it. But 2 years, that's a lot. That's probably his career. Like he's probably done. He's
going to appeal it. We will stay tuned to hear the news there. And like you said, he's not well liked by the league, by the media. He's upset a lot of people during his journey. That said, I don't personally think that should play a part in it. It should be completely objective. We'll see if it is objective. We'll see where his career
I feel like there has to be something that just hasn't publicly come out. But I feel like the league is very good at backing up their moves. And this is a very big move. And I'm kind of interested why nothing has come out more. But there was all of a sudden another girl that came out the exact day, or 2 more girls within a day, and then the next day after the suspension. So the league had that in their pocket. I'm guessing they were like, okay, now we'll release it because this backs up our move. But I'll have to see the details there.
Let's transition into a buy or sell, Brooksy. Like I said, got some teams that are on the come up, got some teams that are succeeding and not a lot of people expected them to. For example, let's start it right out with the buy or sell. Are you buying the Marlins stock right now, or are you selling them? Because the Marlins right now are in second place in the National League East.
I'm actually I really like the Marlins. I think they have a good pitching staff. I think they're exciting. But I can't buy them just because of the division they're in.
It's fair.
So I think they have a good team. But I don't think they're going to. I just don't. They're not going to hang up there with the Mets, the Phillies, even Atlanta. I think turns it around. They just got Acuna back. I think they're going to be okay, but I don't see them finishing in the top 3 in this division. I just don't see them having longevity to how they're playing baseball right now. I mean, they're 12-9 right now. They've won 8 of 10, so they're hot right now. They're hot. So they're a good ball club, and they make that division that much tougher. And now you just can't go to Miami. So let's say you're the Mets or the Braves or the Phillies, and you're thinking, man, like we have to win every series or we're going to miss the playoffs. Even with the bigger playoff structure, like that division is really tough. So now there's one less team that you can take your foot off the brake or the accelerator. Like you have to stay on the gas. Miami will beat you. They're really good. And then their pitching staff's been really good.
Yeah, for that reason, I'm buying him as a competitor. I'm not necessarily buying him as a contender for the NL East.
Oh, I'm buying him as a competitor for sure. I thought you meant like buy or sell. Like, is this a playoff team?
No, I think it. Yeah, I mean that's more so what I meant. I believe this team.
I agree to buy them as a competitor.
You have a really good defensive catcher in Stallings. You got Jazz that's electric every single time he takes the field.
He got his blue hair back. Do you see that?
Huh?
His blue hair is back.
I know. I like it.
That's yeah. He's gonna be exciting.
You pick up Nelly Cruz at the deadline. Xander Bogaerts. Did I say that? Can I say that on here?
You can say whatever you want.
That rotation though: Alcantara, Pablo Lopez, Hernandez, Jesus Luzardo has finally found it. We knew he was going to find it.
If back to your Bogaerts thing, if he doesn't pick it, if the team doesn't, Bogey's raking. He's still hitting like 370. Mm-hmm. His approach plays with the dead balls because he's a line drive guy. He's not a big aired out homer guy. But if they don't pick it up, because that division's really good too. That's a real thing. Like he could get moved. That sucks because they have a safety valve of Trevor Story playing short. So,
are you buying or selling? That's a good point. I actually didn't think about that. But you have some big prospect infielder that could be coming up too, maybe. But yeah, what about Jeter Downs? Where's Downs?
Tristan Cassis. He's a first baseman. He's a first baseman, big donkey, like hits tanks. But he's been struggling lately. But he hit a homer today, I think. So,
are you buying or selling the Seattle Mariners?
Dude, I like the Mariners a lot.
How about that whole division?
I'm buying the Mariners. I think last year they're not even playing like great baseball right now. They're 12-10. They've won. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. Obviously, this is on Monday night, so if you're listening to this on Tuesday, that could change a little bit. But I'm buying them. Man. I like this team. I like JP Crawford. He's starting to figure it out. Ty France rakes. I like their manager. I like just the feel in that stadium. And now they have this belief in themselves after almost getting in last year, making that push at the end. Logan Gilbert has been unbelievable. Right? He's been a stud. We got Robbie Ray over there. 2
earned runs for Gilby.
I know.
All year and 5 stars.
I don't know much about their bullpen.
Their bullpen was one of the best in the league last year.
But I don't know much about it. I haven't paid much attention to them this year.
They lost. One of their bullpen arms they lost to injury just before the season, but they still got Diego Castillo, who you probably remember from Tampa Bay. They got Paul Sewald, who's nasty.
I know Sewald, Vegas guy.
He was with the Riders, got some stuff.
Wait, that's a kid from the Marlins. He throws 100, right?
Steckenrider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's in Miami a while.
He was with Miami. He had a
big guy. Yeah.
They got some dudes.
Okay. I like it.
And not to mention too, like Kelenic hasn't gotten going. He's hitting 141. Like he's really struggling. And Julio
he did that last year, and then he picked it up the last month.
Julio is finally starting to find it. He's leading the league in stolen bases, so he's got the speed. But he hit his first dinger in Miami.
I saw his homer yesterday, right?
450 feet, and the guy can swipe. He has 9.
I didn't go 450.
That's what they said.
See, StatCast doesn't even realize how soft these balls are. That ball landed in the bullpen.
And Soler hit a ball that went supposedly 452, like 2 feet further, and it was like on the platform. Same area, like left center, same stadium, same game.
These balls are messed up. By the way, another thing Trout told me was they've been throwing multiple balls out of the game because they have dents in them. Stupid. Figure it out. Anyways, who's next?
But the Rocks.
Dude, their offense has been freaking really good. Their BABIP's been crazy too. So, they're a team who's what?
CJ Cron leading the league in homers.
How many does he have? 10?
8? 9?
Oh, the National League then, because Rizzo has 9.
That's true. You're right. He's the leading the National League in RBIs and home runs.
How many stakes does he have?
He's got 8 homers, 21 ribs. He's got
21 stakes. Jesus. That's what I have at the All-Star break.
Absolute steal. 2-year, $15 million for the Rockies.
Yeah, they struck gold there, but it's early.
It is.
Another thing you got to pay attention to, Colorado, man, it's hard to stay healthy.
That's why I'm not buying them. Because they had the 3rd best home record in the National League last year. We know they can win games at home. They have yet to really go on the road. And once they go on the road and show that they can win ball games on the road, then I'll be impressed.
I'm not buying them.
You're buying them?
You can buy them as a competitive team like the Marlins, but they're in a division that is loaded. Like we always know.
I need more.
San Diego's tied for the lead right now too.
Their strength of schedule has not been great. They've beat up on the Pirates, the Reds twice.
Yeah, when they start having to play these divisional games, we're going to find out a lot more.
They lost 2 or 3 to the Dodgers, 2 or 3 to the Giants. They need to. But you know what, though? Last year, their Achilles heel was losing to teams like the Pirates, Diamondbacks, and Rockies. So they're beating up on the bad teams, which is what they need to do. Are you buying or selling the Minnesota Twins, the first place Minnesota Twins?
You know what? If you'd asked me this 10 days ago, I would have said sell. But right now, I'm buying.
Buxton's healthy, so you're buying.
Buxton's healthy, and the White Sox are torn to shreds right now.
Yeah.
White Sox are hurt. Their pitching's hurt. They're not playing well. Cleveland is just like, They've lost, 7 of their last 10? Yeah.
Swept the A's.
Looking at it. I like Detroit. I thought Detroit would be better.
Last place, Detroit.
No, they're not. Oh, they're tied for last.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm buying them.
As long as Buxton's healthy,
Buxton's healthy, and Correa's starting to heat up. He had a slow start, and
they get the top ERA in baseball, I think, or in the American League, right? They're starting rotation, I should say.
The starters, yeah.
They're starters. Ryan, I think Gray got hurt, but Angels, former Angel, starting pitcher.
I'm blanking.
Came over from Baltimore. Bundy. Yeah, like he's throwing 3-4 miles per hour slower than he used to be a 95, 96 guy. Now he's throwing 89, 90. And
I was facing him on a backfield in a spring training game one time when he just got drafted. He was like 18 or 19 years old.
96?
100.
Really?
100. It was before he had Tommy John.
He's 3-1 with a 2.95 right now. He's got 19 punches and 21 in the 3rd innings. And then Joe Ryan.
We're going to start seeing guys like, I think we're going to start seeing the game cycle back at some point, because when you throw 90 miles an hour with movement and you spot, like, you're an anomaly right now. Everyone else throws 95 to 100, gas, straight fastball. There's some guys with run, but hard slider. Like, if you can move it around and throw 5 pitches, you're different. You're going to be a lot harder for me to game plan against and have a good approach against than a guy who just throws gas.
I'm not buying the Twins.
Who's going to win that division?
White Sox.
You're just a White Sox.
Lance Lynn's going to come back. Dylan Cease is phenomenal.
Dylan Cease was filthy today.
They need to take the collar and leash off of Kopech and let him go.
I agree. I mean, I picked the White Sox to win that division, but I don't know if they're going to stay healthy, man. I don't know.
About your boy Mikey and Shohei. You got to be buying or buying
I'm
that.
buying them.
First
I'm
place,
buying.
Los Angeles Angels at 15-9.
I'm buying them because Shohei hasn't even gotten going yet, and they're still balling because they
Taylor Ward.
Dude, is he still hitting like 390?
He's player of the week.
He should be. He'd be player of the month.
The best player on the Angels is not Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani. What if I told you that?
Mike Trout is way better than him, actually.
Not last week. He didn't win player of the week.
Doesn't matter. He didn't need another watch.
The league OPS.
You want to see what you get for player of the week? Hold on. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Did you get one?
2.
Wow. You see my medals back here for student awards for
spelling bee.
Spelling.
Look.
That's pretty cool. Is it a Rolex? No, they're not forking out Rolexes. No chance.
I don't know who makes it. I don't know. It just has American League in it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Want to send me one? The Angels, by the way. So the league average this year for OPS across the league is 672. The Angels have 9 different players with a 672 OPS.
Did you tweet that?
Yes.
I saw that. That was really good. That was really good. Trout's still over like 1100. I think he had a bad day today because Cease was punching his ticket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went golden sombrero.
He had 4.
Watch him. He had 3 against C's, and then he struck out once more.
Is he sick?
Yeah, he had some bad pizza, bad Chicago deep dish. Mets.
Oh,
first place Mets.
Of course, I'm buying. No DeGrom. Okay, here's the thing. The Mets last night, Scherzer threw. Didn't have he came out, punched out the first 5 guys, and I was like, "Oh, let me settle in this recliner real quick because he's about to throw a perfect game." Like his stuff was that good, and then Schwarber was like, "See ya, me," and like smoked him into the bullpen. Comes up, hits a second one. Harper takes him deep. I mean, they scored 4 runs off 3 homers, but that's all they got. Scherzer was nasty, but here's the difference with the Mets. The last 3 years, they've had good pitching, right? Their bullpen's been shaky, but they've had good starting pitching the last few years. But their offense didn't do shit. Dude, their offense is like the second best offense in baseball right now. They're hitting 262 as a team.
Getting on base, too.
Right, and they're playing in New York. Like, it's still cold.
They're giving credit to guys like Canna and Starling Marte and Eduardo Escobar because these guys.
And let's not forget, because we crushed him all year, Francisco Lindor is back.
Hell yeah.
Did you watch his when he was mic'd up last night when he was playing?
I hated it, but yes.
Why do you hate that?
I don't love guys being. I'm okay miking him up, but don't ask him questions. Mike, all the players.
Okay, here's the thing. Those players, it's optional. They can say no.
I know. I'm not mad at.
They also say no. Hear me out, because I had this conversation with people. Then they also say, "Are you comfortable fielding questions, or do you just want to wear a mic and then we can just like show a segment later of what you're doing and like chop it up, edit it and show moments?" They have that option. The player said, "Yes, I want to." And thank God, because it is so cool, because he's talking to second baseman. What's his name? Guillerme? What's it?
Guillerme.
Yeah, he's like obling some Espanol to him. And Eddie, why am I blanking? Who's doing the game? Eduardo Perez was like, "All right, what'd you say?" And he's like, "Oh, we're talking about the ball at the middle. Like, do I go behind him? Does he come in?" That is peeling back the layers of the game. And kids watching this, or even grown-ups watching this, are like, "Shit, I didn't know that. Like, that's really cool." Or he's like, blah, 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 says something to him, and they're like pointing in the sky, like, "What'd you tell him there?" And he's like, "Oh, like when the sun's going down, it's twilight." He was looking for the word twilight. He didn't know it, but he was like, when it's twilight, the fly balls go up and they disappear. So we just say, like, call them out. Let's communicate. Like, just little things like that help grow the game, dude. Like, that's
I'm not arguing that
stuff. It was so cool. And then he's like talking to, I'm almost done. I'm fired up about this because it was so fun. It was so cool. He's a superstar, and he's talking about Max Scherzer and how you can't talk to him on game day because he's a psychopath and can't look him in the eyes because he looks like a border collie. And boom, Reese Hoskins hits a 2-hop screamer at him. You hear the ball off the bat and then you hear the ball in his glove. Boom, turns to double play. He's talking shit. I fucking loved it. It was so fun. Okay, go. I'm done. Sorry.
102 off the bat, by the way. I
know.
can't argue anything you just said. I support everything you just said. Like, I agree with
Then
everything.
just stop there.
I don't like the distraction. That's all.
They have the option.
It's great for the game. I know it is. I'm saying I don't like that Frankie agreed to do it, is what I'm saying. I want my players to completely focus in on the game.
So I've yet to see anybody mic'd up make a bad play while they're mic'd up.
I've seen Mark Cannon mic'd up when he was with the A's 2 years ago, I believe it was, and put up a pretty yikes of an at bat. They mic'd him up while he's batting. I'm okay with mic up guys as much as you want. Mic them all up. I don't love them asking the questions in your ear. That's all. Because they ask,
hitting,
like,
okay.
Oh,
I can agree with
do you have the best hair on the team, Frankie? And then 102 miles per hour ground ball.
Defense is one thing. Hitting. I don't ask me questions while I'm hitting. I think defense is fine. Even as a shortstop, I'm like, I think it's okay. And I thought it was really cool that he got a ball smoked at him and rolled a double play while he was talking.
It's great for the game. I can't argue that. It's awesome content. I can't argue that. You know what? We were going to do panic meter, but we bullshitted so much on this podcast. We don't have time for it.
Good.
So let me ask you one more buy or sell. Your foes, the Bronx Bombers.
Oof.
Best record in the league. I said, because everything I say is right, if you haven't caught on to that yet, catch up. I said it's Aaron Judge's contract year. This is the Yankees' year to win the division. And so far, that's proving true. Best record in the league at 16-6.
If they're healthy, which they are right now, I buy. Their pitching is very good right now. Their fifth starter, Nestor Cortez, is dealing with a 1-3. Like, that's how good they are right now. They're playing good defense. They're not. I mean, they're first in the league in home runs per game at like 1.4. So, but they hit homers. That's what they do, especially in that stadium. Anthony Rizzo leads the league with 9 homers. Judge right behind him with 8, and he's hitting 300. But they're like, I think, I don't know, 5th or 6th in runs per game. I'm trying to remember. They're scoring runs. They're second in batting average. So I mean, they're doing it all. They're scoring. They're getting knocks. They're hitting homers, and they're pitching, man. And they're healthy. If they're healthy, they are going to be the team to beat in the American League.
Update from Canada. Yankees are now 17-6. They just beat the Blue Jays 3-2.
The Blue Jays are a very good club too.
It's a statement win right there. You know, like the Blue Jays are the Blue Jays are like the new kid in school. You know, when you were in school, did all the middle school mostly, like the girls, there's this new kid in school and all the girls are like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. But it's like, you know, all the guys are like, well, he's just new. No, he's just like a new kid. He just transferred over from.
That's how people feel about the Blue Jays, what you're saying.
Yeah. And I like the Blue Jays. I'm not saying that the Blue Jays won't go on to win the World Series. I'm just saying, like, they're the new kid in school. People are getting behind that. And this is kind of like a statement win for the Yankees.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
That's 10 in a row, too. That's hard to do in the big leagues. It's hard to win 5 games in a row.
Glaber went yard. If Glaber gets going, my gosh, like 1 through 9. I think.
Where did Glaber play today? DH?
Second base.
What about LeMahieu?
Third.
Who started on the mound for the Blue Jays? I'm just trying to figure out why they constructed the lineup that way. It had to have been a lefty.
Stripling.
Oh, it was a righty, Stripling. Stripling loves to give it up. Like
the Donaldson DH.
Oh, Donaldson DH. Okay. Got you. Okay.
I think they were giving Donaldson a day off for his legs, maybe. Old man Donnie.
Old man Donnie. Hey, man.
We don't have time for panic meter. So you know what? We're just going to have to do another episode later this week.
I'm down. Maybe it'll change my answers because I did not like what I was going to have to say about the Red Sox.
Can the Red Sox go on a 10-game win streak in 2 days? We'll have to wait and see.
In 2 days?
We'll have to wait and see.
They need to. We'll save that episode because I have a lot to say.
You sound concerned. I will say that.
Concerned. I'm concerned with their offense, who was the 3rd best offense in baseball last year, and now they're swinging at everything. everything. Rosenbag, swing and miss. Okay. Let me just say, I already said it, I think, earlier. Was I talking about their chase rate earlier? They're chasing they're getting better, but bad luck too. I think they need you know what? No. Tune into our next episode and we're gonna get balls deep in the Red Sox. How about that?
Next episode of the Wake and Rake podcast, powered by Swing Juice. I'm back. I did it.
Let's go.
I did it.
Our merch is in the works, by the way.
That sounded pretty cool. Merch is in the works.
I know. I don't know how I did that without tripping over it, but take it. All right, people.
Panic meter. Next episode. See you next time, people.